You've made it to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Zinget Solutions, Imaging Services, Posture Screen, Universal Tractioning Systems, Dr. Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Everest Coaching Systems, Fax Max, Chiro Thin, Rhino Coaching Systems, Chiro Moguls, 5-Star Management, The Goodman Factor, Mahalo Wellness, Chiro Health USA, Local Gold, and Go Get Talks. Let's hustle.
All right, so I just want to welcome Grant Cardone and Dr. Greg Persley onto the Chiro Hustle live stream. We have the honor of talking to Mr. 10X himself today, and we're going to touch on topics of chiropractic, the chiropractic lifestyle, and how chiropractic can be a solution for the healthcare crisis that America is in. And I just want to welcome Grant first, and then I'll welcome Greg on.
Hey, Jim, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you, man. I know that your voice is going to help unlock a lot of the mystery behind why chiropractic care is essential to have a healthy body. And we're going to talk a little bit about your 10X Health Solutions as well. Dr. Greg, thank you for putting this interview together to be somebody that had the contact with Grant to make this happen.
Hey, you know what? I'm trying to push. I told Grant yesterday, I'm trying to push my dreams as well as other people's dreams as well. And I just want everybody to get something valuable out of this. And Grant, once again, thanks for having you on, man.
Yeah, you got it, Doc. And you know, that's the way dreams come true. Dreams don't come true in a vacuum. They come true because people are willing to help other people. There's not one example on the planet of anybody doing anything extraordinary where there wasn't other people involved.
Yeah. And what I did is I just had a big ask. I probably asked about 20 people and just kept on knocking doors until you answered, Grant.
Awesome.
You know, no is not a good answer for me, and I like yeses, and I knew that we would eventually get you on here because I know that you're right now jumping more into the health and wellness world and helping chiropractors, especially with brand equity. Let's just talk a little bit about how you're helping the chiropractic profession right now.
So tomorrow, today's Thursday, tomorrow I fly to Orlando, I speak to 1,000 chiropractors and people committed to the health space, right, to the alternative. And it saddens me to see how many chiropractors, their practices suffer when they have the better solution. I congratulate whatever's going on in society today that for the first time in the history of the pharmaceutical industry, 3 days ago, one of the top CEOs from one of the top 10, he's actually an ex-CEO of the company because he resigned 2 years ago when he knew the heat was coming, was arrested for being part of the conspiracy to create the opioid crisis in this country. So I've seen so many inner city kids thrown in jail for peddling drugs. And I'm like, every time I see one, I'm like, dude, you need to throw in the big dudes. Y'all need to go after the big guys that every time I have back pain, I think back pain's the number one ailment in the country today, and it's the one that leads to these drugs, to people being drugged with, everything from Valium to antidepressants, even.
Over 80% of people have in their life.
And look, I just know that I'm an extremely mission-driven individual, and I can only go on as many missions as my body can take me. Right? It's, I bought a plane about a year and a half ago, and the deal on the plane is you buy a plane according to the mission, right? Like, how much of a mission do you have? And it really just reminded me when I was doing this with Gulfstream, hey, my body is is as little as I want to depend on a body, I still have to, right? And to the degree that body can produce energy and I can control it, and I'm not in pain all the time, I can create more and do more. So that's why I'm so adamant and passionate about your space.
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk to you is about this, we call it the 4-dimensional lifestyle, which is to eat right, to think right, to move right, and then get adjusted. Why do you think that those type of tenets of health are so important to the average person?
Why are they what?
Why are they so important to the average person? The eating right, the thinking right, the moving right, and the getting adjusted.
Yeah, dude, because we live in a society that has been hypnotized. right? I mean, look who's winning the game. The guys that are winning the game are the guys that are advertising. The best known product does not win. The best product never wins. The best known product wins. And shame on the chiropractic industry because you guys don't advertise enough. You don't promote enough. You don't sell enough. You don't close enough. You don't follow up enough. And the Big Pharma, Big Pharma is so committed. Their mission is massive. The mission is we want our drugs in every household in a family, and we don't want one of them, we want 26 labels in every household, starting with the kids. And if you guys think I'm like, I know you guys don't think I'm crazy when I say this, but somebody will listen to this and say, oh, this guy's whack. Go look in your grandparents' medicine cabinet. The solution on this planet is I want abs, so I'm gonna draw them on. I want to lose weight, so I'm gonna keto. I'm basically gonna do the new way to eat or drink, or I'm gonna do a colonic, dude. I'm gonna lose weight. I whatever it takes to get rid of the weight, but nobody wants to do the work, right? We are a society that is not. We're told that it's instant fixing, pills.
That is not the way it works. And Grant, that's why we wanted to come to you, because you have a following. People will listen, and we want other players just like you, people from your network. You know, you have a famous quote of your net worth is equal to your network. And that's one of the things I live by. And that's why I went to GrowthCon 4, and that's why I bought the diamond ticket. And that's why I paid to play in order to get in front of these people, in order to get more people like you in front of a camera and audience that already have an audience that can say, look, I did this, and this was and it was healthier. I was able to live better. I was able to play with my kids more. I was able to succeed in my life, as opposed to settling for what the American dream has become.
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. And you know, Dr. Greg, you said it, because it's you got to buy. You paid to come to my gig. When you called us up and you said, hey, by the way, I was sitting in your diamond section, that says a lot. It tells me, oh, this guy's committed. It's not about the money, right? Mm-hmm. A guy walked in my office Monday, gave me $5 million to invest with me in Cardone Capital. Like, he is the kind of guy I want on my team, because he understands real estate. He's committed. He is going to follow his money. And so I'm going to go back to, I can tell my whole audience is interested. How are you 60 years old in the kind of condition you're in?
Yes. Well,
number one, I'm committed. Now the question is, what's going to get you committed? Is it aesthetics? Is it pain? Is it you need energy? I mean, what's the mission, right? Why? You know, if your wife is happy with you being 30 or 40 pounds overweight and you're sitting in a lazy boy all day and your kids have put up with it, and the whole family, by the way, is now just hanging out at the house, sitting in front of a TV. Who's on TV? Big Pharma's on TV, man. Shit foods are on TV. And this is where I go back to you guys. If you guys really want to make a difference, man, you got to put your money where your mouth is. And you got to put your time where your commitment is. So my time and my money goes to those things that I'm committed to. I don't tell people what to do. I'm like, I'm 61 years old. I can outwork you. I'm not bragging on this. I have the energy to continue, and I'm driven enough to do it. And the payoff is big enough. And so I don't know how we exactly got in the condition we're in, but we're in it. Now, the question is, who's going to get us out of it?
And that's why we want to work together potentially with you and say, look, how can we get more people into this message? Unfortunately, in the chiropractic world, we're not unified as much as the big pharma world is. And because we're not as unified, we don't get to market as much. We don't get the income streams. We don't get the opportunities that are there, which is what we're trying to make happen. And why I was so excited when Jim and I met about a month or so ago. We have the same passion, the same mission in order to get this out in front of people. Because I can tell one person and convince them every day. I do that all day. I mean, I do that 3 or 4 times a day. But the problem is I have to convince them, hey, this is going to help, and then show them. They don't come in knowing it's going to help, and it does. I mean, it's proven scientifically. I've been doing it for 12 years, and that's what we want. We want to push. We want to get this wave. We want to get people healthier so they can live their lives they want to live, as opposed to, like I said, settling for what their kids go through, settling. And I got story after story, and we don't have time for that, but that's what we want. And so we want to team up with you in that mission. This isn't hopefully just a podcast that we can put out there. We want to say, how can we make that? How can we work together with 10X Health? How can we help other chiropractors, help more people? That's what we really want.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Sounds great. Like I'm all up for another mission.
Yeah.
Well, I want to jump in here for a second too, Grant. And I know that I came to 10X2 out in Vegas. Absolutely amazing event. I couldn't wait to come out to 10X3. I brought myself plus 9 other people. I was so excited just to get people dipped in that energy and to be around that massive wave of influence. And I think just the transition of culture, what we're doing right now with chiropractic and Chiro Hustle, and what you're doing with 10X, I see like there's a real healthy marriage there when it comes to bringing natural health to the forefront and giving people the truth. I mean, I know that you're doing some things in your own space to develop natural health strategies for people to stay healthy and fit as they age instead of decline. We let people rise up. And I really think that that's what the chiropractic lifestyle does for people. So there's a lot of synergy there as I see it.
Yeah, but you guys are in front of people that one of the major stimuluses in mankind is pain, right? That it's a doorway. It's a big, huge doorway. When I'm in pain, I started working out about 12 months ago every day because I was in pain. My joints were starting to hurt. That's why I got involved in 10X Health Systems. I don't take vitamins. I can't stay committed to them. For some reason, I can't. Like every time somebody says, well, you need this and you need the magnesium and you need the egg fish oils. And I just can't eat that many pills a day. I try. I've done it 30 years. I've made a purchase and the bottles end up being, 1/3 left in there. I don't stay with it. So same thing with chiropractic, right? My first chiropractor adjustment, it was great. But problem was I didn't go back until I was in pain again. And you can't fix a guy that's just in chronic pain.
Yeah. That's what we've become is the end of the rope, And so what we do is be the first. We want to be the primary. Hey, look.
But Dr. Greg, let me say this. I don't think you're going to be the primary for years. You're not going to be the primary for years. What you have to do is you have to saturate the customer. Okay. I was at a chiropractor yesterday. I got either a rib out or I got a spasm. We don't exactly know what's going on. And I go over there finally. I've tried everything else: scraping, cupping, stretching, heat pads, cold pads, like you name it. I've tried everything but drugs. And so I finally go over there. Somebody says, go over there. And I can tell when the guy is working with me, he is scared to sell me a package. The way to customer satisfaction is saturation. If you don't saturate your clientele, you will not keep them and you will not satisfy them. The best example of that is this company right here.
Apple.
They don't make customers happy. They saturate the customer in so many different products that they can't get rid of the product line even when they're upset. This is literally a product. You buy a product filled with bugs. Okay. And what you do is you get updates. Hey, it's time to update your phone, which is code for your phone's fucked up. We sold you a bad product, and now we can get one step closer to fixing it. And while they're there, by the way, they get you some AirPods, and then they sell you a tablet, and then they get you a computer, dude. What they do is everywhere you look, you see Apple products. Turn your TV on, you got Apple TV now. So it's saturation. The solution is saturation. The chiropractor must become committed to keeping the client in their office. And the chiropractor's like, but I don't want to be a salesman. Well, that's a problem for you. Because whoever sells the most wins. Whoever's advertising the most. Why don't I see the ads? Because the chiropractor doesn't have the money. Why didn't he have the money? Because he didn't sell the package. Okay, why can I sell tens of thousands of people a subscription to do better in their life, but a chiropractor feels bad about having a monthly membership subscription for adjustments that are required for the rest of your life? Sorry, you got a body. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of mine. I would love to operate without one. I know I could get a lot more done. But I haven't moved to that level yet. Right? I think it's out there, but until then, I got to handle the package I got.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Close for Chiro, Zinget Solutions, Imaging Services, Posture Screen, Universal Tractioning Systems, Dr. Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Everest Coaching Systems, Bax Max, ChiroThin, Rhino Coaching Systems, Chiro Moguls, 5-Star Management, The Goodman Factor, Mahalo Wellness, Chiro Health USA, Local Gold, and Go Get Talks. Let's hustle.
So one of the things we educate on here in my office is the comparison between chiropractic and dentistry, right? So the things you do with dentistry, you brush your teeth every day to prevent tooth decay. You go to the dentist every now and then, about once every 6 months or so, to get cleanings to prevent tooth decay. And then you go, if you have an injury, some tooth chips, whatever, cavity, you go and get treated at that point. Chiropractic's the same way. At home, you do stretching, muscle tone, flexibility, nutrition. Those are the things you work on for prevention, just like brushing your teeth, to prevent tooth decay, to prevent spinal decay, right? The middle part, same thing with chiropractic. You go to the chiropractor occasionally, once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months, whatever works best for that person. And that is the same as going to the dentist occasionally in order to get your teeth cleaned. You prevent spinal decay doing that. And then number 3 is if you have an injury, you fall, whatever, you have a musculoskeletal problem, then you go in and you might have to get treated a few more times. And that's the best way in order for somebody to approach chiropractic as a preventative. So the first 2 prevent the third. And one of the things I think we've lost in our society is the prevention side, the mentality of prevention. And how do you think we can get that message, the preventative message, across?
Again, I think it's the business side of chiropractic. Look, anything worth doing is worth doing every day. Mm-hmm. And Americans, and worldwide, basically. I mean, all you got to do is go outside and look how many people aren't taking care of themselves. Most people, yeah. So, and then look at how many people aren't taking care of their finances. Most people. So what happens is, it's pain that pushes the guy to say, hey, what's the solution here? All right, I don't want my arm cut off. Okay, let me try the adjustment before you take my rotor cuff out and replace it with a piece of machinery. So, look, I work out every day. I hired a guy, come to my place and get me a workout every day. He's like, 3 days a week would be good. I said, okay, well, you're not my guy. Because if I don't do it every day, dude, I'm going to forget it. I'm just going to drop it off. Sooner or later, it's going to drop off. So for me, anything worth doing, where I get my results in life is when I do something like all the time. For me, going in and getting an adjustment 2 or 3 times a week would be, to me, a better solution. Hey, Grant, 3 times a week, 3 hours out of 144 hours. How many hours in a week? 164, 144 something. What's the answer? 7 times 24, that's 168. Give me 3 hours out of 168 hours in a week, dude. We're going to keep you tuned perfect.
That's awesome.
But where's the offer? Why didn't the guy yesterday, when he had me on there, shut me down? I don't have the money problem. He's thinking it's not covered under health insurance. I'm not thinking about that. I bought a watch that wasn't covered under my health insurance.
Yeah, I think the paradigm has to change, Grant. I think that so many times people, they want to go to the chiropractor at their last ditch effort. They want to say, hey, I came in with this garbaged up body that I haven't been taking care of for 40 years. Fix me today.
But you guys got to be clear that your audience understands this is not about the consumer. The consumer is going where the consumer is told to go.
It's about getting out of obscurity as far as a profession.
If I don't know you, I will not come. The best service will not win. right? Best service will not win. Best product will not win. Best known product wins the game. How can I sell an event out, 34,000 people during Super Bowl weekend?
Because you know your niche market and you drove home to them consistently, constantly. You kept on drip campaigning them through emails, through messaging, through Facebook posts, through ads that you ran, through Instagram. I mean, you blitzed the whole market, dude. And I paid attention from a distance and I said, you know what? I'm going to take 10 people down there because I know the volume of content that you produce. And I really believe in the mission-driven attitude of the chiropractor. That's why we came from the sidelines to the headlines in 2 years. We became the number one leveraged media source in chiropractic. And there's big magazines out there that have tons of money behind them. There's big chiropractic associations that have money behind them. But what we did is we just knocked every door and we hustled every day. We proved it through multiple channels that we could basically take this marketplace and dominate it and teach people about chiropractic. And I think that that's really what made us more unique and made us more acceptable to not only the chiropractic college students, not only the general public like yourself, but to the doctor. Now I have doctors knocking on my door calling me Dr. Chester, and I'm not even a doctor. And they're trying to jump on my show, and they say, we want to tell our story through you now because now you hold the microphone, you hold the megaphone, brother. We want to talk to you. So that's why I see you as the same position. I'm like, Grant has the network. He has the net worth. Now, if we can get Grant talking about chiropractic and how it's a solution for the American healthcare crisis, we can start turning the corner and building more media leverage and more influence and getting chiropractic become household to where we can do drip campaigns when the kids and the dads and the lazy boy watching the Super Bowl, if you will. Now we can drop chiropractic commercials to them. What is a vitalistic lifestyle? What is a healthy habits lifestyle? That's where we need to turn the corner to, Grant.
Love that.
That's fantastic. Grant, how can we work together to do that, man?
I don't know that we can do that on this show right now, but I mean, we can always figure something out.
I'd like to talk to you about that if you set that up with either Kayla or Natalie or anything.
Okay.
That'd be awesome. I appreciate it. Hey, one question for you real quick. Do Scarlett and Sabrina get adjusted? Do you send them for adjustments?
Have they gotten adjustments? I think they have. But again, see, we're not thinking that's what they need.
Yeah, we always like to say it's easier to make healthy children than to fix broken adults. And I think that if we practice the chiropractic lifestyle for the whole family, there's a great guy that was one of the mentors to many chiropractors named Jim Sigafus. He said, why would you come here and get adjusted and leave the rest of the family home to be sick? And I think that rings true for the family care package as well.
Yeah, but see, that dude was committed. He was committed to saturation.
Right. Yep. And he said, why would
that's where the solution is going to end with or be resolved by the local chiropractor getting really committed to building a business, not being a little mom and pop operation. And they're like, oh, we're saving the world, but we don't have any money. You're not going to save the world without money.
Amen.
Mother Teresa couldn't even do that. She needed resources her entire career. She was asking somebody to help her fund her mission. So where I can help, Dr. Greg, is like, we need to wake up the chiropractors, the army. How many chiropractors in America? 70,000?
60,000.
Well, yeah, okay. So I was close, dude. Okay. And so 60, 70,000. It's the same thing with dentistry. What's going to happen in your space is guys are going to start buying up these family offices, and they're going to put them together, and they're going to turn it into a real business.
Yep, I see that happening too. And I see the real thriving point is letting the chiropractor to practice their style of technique within that paradigm. And I think a lot of times people in chiropractic especially, they go out there and they start their own island, Grant. They go out there and they build their own spear, they buy their own chairs, their own tables, and there's no connection to the other guy down the street. And then they see that person down the street as competition rather than a brother or sister in the same force.
Yeah, a huge scarcity mentality in the space.
So last question for you then. Where do you see the chiropractic profession going forward and the medical industry?
I see particularly like this, you guys should all be celebrating this arrest that I brought up in the first 3 minutes. This arrest of the CEO, forget the cat's name. but he could spend the rest of his life in prison. And what's going to happen now is, as soon as a guy gets convicted, it's happening this very second, by the way. The class action suits, the greedy lawyers, which will be a benefit now, are putting together a class action suit. This will end up being the biggest class action suit in the history of planet Earth. Okay, and it won't be about one pharmaceutical company. It's going to be massive. It's going to be bigger than anything that ever happened in tobacco. And the cover is going to come off this thing, that these labels, these OCD, ADD, ADHD, the bipolar, all this could be handled, dude, with the proper nutrition, the proper diets, and people in good physical conditions. People taking walks. When's people even take a walk anymore? So when that class action suit happens, it's going to be in the hundreds of billions of dollars. And it's going to cause these big pharmas to have to, and Americans are going to start saying, wait a minute, maybe I've been lied to by these people I trusted so much in the white coats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think that the pivot is on, Grant. I think that people are starting to wake up little by little. And the more that we share messages like this to our audiences and we let people know that chiropractic is a solution for the healthcare crisis in America, I know that we're going to roll out a better future for your kids, for Greg's kids, and for, the people that depend on the truth in our country. And I know that
kids are only as safe as the other kids around them, right? So we had our kids in a really nice private school here in town, but look, man, it's not the kids I'm worried about. It's the parents. It's the parent that has a migraine every day, and then they drink and drug to try to get rid of the migraine. And then the next thing, they're not as good of a parent. And the next thing, they're on antidepressants because the doctor's going to put them on them. They're going to give it because it's covered under the health code. So they're going to give them the goodies. We have massive. I mean, every time there's a shooting in this country, the raise for mental health goes up, right? Well, all that's going to go to the medical association. It's not going to go to chiropractors.
Right.
So they bury all their goodies in every time something happens. I'm like, these guns aren't killing people, dude. The drugs are killing people.
Yep.
And I've never been to a chiropractor that offered me a drug. And if I ever find one that does, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Hey, Grant, you probably know this, but a lot of people might not on this this podcast because it's going to be spread out quite a bit. But the difference between the medical profession and the chiropractic profession, the medical profession is looking for a symptom to go away by some sort of medication or injection. The chiropractor is looking for what caused the actual symptom. So if you come in with a migraine, you say, the medical professional will say, well, let's give you meds to stop the migraine and stop the symptoms. We'll look at it and say, well, what functional issue, what is not functioning properly, which is causing a malfunction, and that's what's causing the actual symptom. And we'll look for that, the actual root of the cause, which is why we have long-term results with very little side effects, if any. I mean, the most common side effect is soreness at the adjustment location. I mean, that's amazing. So,
hey, guys, I appreciate you having me on. Greg, let's figure out how to do something.
Yes, sir. I'm on it. And
okay.
I'll Kayla here in a few.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Grant. Catch you guys on next Chiro Hustle. Grant Cardone signing off from Miami, Florida. Greg Persley signing off from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And Jim Chester signing off from Grand Junction, Colorado. I love and appreciate you guys. I always want to close out by saying you guys are just one story away. Keep hustling. We'll catch you on the next production, guys.
Thanks for listening to Chiro Hustle. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.